What?
Look at the sign. This is a sign, okay?
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
What does it says? Arrivals. Do you know that word, arrival?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Is when
So,
a people come to another
aha.
place.
So are they leaving the airport or getting in the airport?
Getting, sorry,
Getting
getting.
in the airport, okay?
I thought that is leaving, so the
No,
leaving the place of
it
the
is
airport.
arrivals. Están llegando al aeropuerto. Second one, pass and passports. Where do you think they are? What's the name of that place?
Migration.
Migration, okay? So they are showing their passports and visas at the migration post. Here says baggage or luggage. What are these people doing?
They are they are getting their backpacks
Their
or back
backpacks or
backpacks.
bags or suitcases, maletas, the suitcases. So at this point is the area where people collect their baggages and their luggages or their suitcases. And what about these people? Are they getting to the airport or getting out of the airport?
Getting out of the air.
The airport, because here says exit. So they are leaving the airport. They are going home or going to the hotel, etc. So notice they are collecting their baggage. Number three, they are going through customs. That's another way to talk about immigration. So this is number two, the customs office, where the immigration department is. In Spanish, we call them aduanas. Okay?
Donde revisan las maletas y eso.
Yes. Showing their passport, also letter two, number two, and arriving at the airport. Okay. They are arriving from somewhere else, number one. Okay. Did you know that English is the international language of travel and communication?
Yeah.
You will usually find information in the language of the country you are in and in English. For example, at an airport in Spain, you might see this notice. Paso autorizado solamente pasajeros and under in English, passenger only beyond this point. Why? Because most people around the world speaks English or knows some English. Actually, if you go to Germany, okay, you find, for example, Flugzeug, that is a Flugzeug chair, that is Puerta del Aeropuerto. So you have Flugzeug chair, and under you have airport gate
In
in
French,
English.
many people in French talk is English.
Yes, a lot of people. And in Germany,
Yes.
actually in Europe, in any country, Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, Norway, you can study and in English. Okay, give me a Listo. Es cuando uno trabaja coordinación y trabaja dando clases, siempre hay alguien que llama. Okay, so we were talking about most people speak their own language plus English. That is why the signs, los letreros at the airports are usually the language of the country and under in English. And at the universities in Europe, you can study in the language of the country or in English. I have a student who's going to Italy and she's going to get some classes in Italian and some classes in English. Okay, so it is possible. Okay, here we have 4 groups of signs. Okay, and oh yes, this is like Dutch, Hollandaise, or maybe Sweden or something because of this kind of accents they have and this O with a O crust. It says, look at the 4 groups of signs and notice below. Match them with the pictures in exercise 1. For example, welcome to Oslo Airport. So welcome is they are arriving. So it is number 1. They are arriving to the airport. Number 2, camera surveillance, meaning that there are cameras everywhere to check the people. Where do you
Number
think
2.
there are cameras? In number 2, okay? Where they, here is number 2. Let me write it here. Tick. No smoking. Where do you think it says no smoking? In the whole airport or only in one area?
In the whole airport.
In the whole airport, because it is forbidden. So we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toilets. Where can they find the toilets? Remember, in public places, we don't use the word bathrooms. In public places like airports and malls, we talk about toilets or restrooms. So where do you think toilets can be found?
The whole airport.
In customs and luggage, there are no toilets.
In where?
In customs here, in immigration, and at the area where you collect your bags, there are no toilets. Okay? But in the arrival and exit area, you can find toilets. But here and here, you don't find any because of security. Here, people can lock themselves in the bathroom. And maybe if they bring drugs or some illegal, they can drop it in the toilet seat, in el inodoro. Okay? So, or they can, in case of people who ask for refuge, los refugiados, sometimes they get in a toilet and they drop their passports. They drop their passport in the toilet seat. So when they get to the passport area, they say, yo no tengo pasaporte, yo vengo a pedir asilo. So they cannot be taken back because they don't know their nationality or any data. And here, because people can take a bag, go into the toilet, open it, get the valuable things, and then leave. Because it is not permitted cameras in the toilet area. Donde están los inodoros, no hay cámaras. Hay cámaras en el área común. Okay? So maybe some dishonest person can, okay, look, this suitcase doesn't have a lock or something. Take it into the toilet, open, take out the things, put it somewhere in their clothes or in their own bags, and leave. So toilets, number 1 and number 4. 1 and 4. Baggage trolleys, those small cars where you can carry your suitcases. Where can you find them?
3.
Number 3. From El Pelempon. This is my granddaughter asking for my telephone. And she speaks English and Spanish because my daughter also speaks Spanish. So for her saying teléfono is too long in Spanish. phone is shorter in English. So she combined both words and she talks about pelempon, a mixture of phone and telephone. So
Mm,
she say, give me you give me my Abba, give me your pelempon. It means it is the phone, the mobile phone. So here we find it in number 3. Number 3, customs toll, animal dire, goods to declare, and nothing to declare. All of them are in the same area. What is that? When they say customs toll, customs, where you have to, when they check your luggage to see if you don't have anything illegal, where you can take your dog or your cat or check the permissions for dogs and cats to pass into a
number
country.
2.
Yes, number 2. Here, all of these are in the same place. These are in different places, okay? And finally, all passports, wait here, European Community or EEA. I don't remember this. I think it is something from Emiratos Árabes Unidos or from America, North and South America, citizens. Where can you say do that also? Where can you also do that? Where you must show your passport and wait and separate it if you are a citizen of the country or if you are
In the first part.
no, in
The
the
first.
second, passports in the customs. Same place where you go to the customs, where you get your papers from the animals. If you say you have something to declare, where you wait, okay? In the customs, that is the aduana, it is the immigration, it is aduana, it is where you pick up your animals and your pets are checked if they have the microchip. In Europe, all their pets must have a microchip. Okay. So here says, if you speak an European language, some English words may look similar to words in your language. This will help you to understand the meaning of words you don't know. For example, arrivals is arrivi in Italian. Passport English, pasaporte Spanish. Baggage English, bagajes French. Passenger English, passaggero Portuguese. Toilet, del baño, toaleta in Polish. Okay? So, which of these words are similar in each sign? Which are similar? In the first one, which are the similar words? For example, welcome and velkommen and Oslo. Okay, they are the same, the city. In this one, which ones are similar?
Camera.
Camera, and here, camera is part of a word, but you would understand it. No smoking, rocking for good. Is there a word that is the same or similar?
No.
No way. Toilets, similar to toilette.
Yes.
Both words are similar. Baggage trolleys and baggage jetstraler.
Yes, it's kind of similar.
Baggage and bag.
But
Baggage. Customs and toll, are they similar?
no.
Animals and dirt.
No.
Goods to declare, farer till fortholling.
No.
It is not German. Nothing to declare, in teta fortolle? No. All passport, which is similar.
Oh.
Alle pass. This is French. So all and alle are similar, and pass is also similar to passport. Wait here, vent here.
Here.
Here, here, and here. And here, nothing is similar. A citizen, and the word is borger or borgere. I don't know, because that is a language I do not speak. Okay, so it has to do with the learning tip. Sometimes words are similar, and even if you don't speak the language, you might get the meaning by looking at the images, because if this says this, only this, you say the image and you understand, okay, not smoking. Okay? Or in this, we don't have any image, so this would be difficult. Okay? So here we have the rest of the reading practice, including imagine you're going to Oslo for 4 days and you're staying in a hotel in the city center. Before you leave home, you want to find out how to get to the city center. What would you do? So this one, we're going to do it on Monday, okay? Because your class is supposed to begin now at 9, okay? Sorry for the delay. At 9 or at 9:30? No, at 9 or at 9:30. Let me check. I think is
I think it's 9:30.
9:30. So we're gonna have time. I thought it was at 9. It's because I'm used to 1 hour classes, not hour and a half. Okay. So let's continue with the reading. Getting into the city. Imagine you're going to Oslo for 4 days and you're staying in a hotel in the city center. Before you leave home, before you leave Ecuador, you want to find out how to get to the city center. What would you do? Look in a guidebook, ask someone who knows the place, look on the internet, or ask a travel agent. What would be your first option? Remember, you're going to Oslo. You don't speak Norwegian. That is the language of people in Oslo. Okay, you only speak English and Spanish. And you need.
Look on the internet.
Okay, this
Because
would
that
be.
look internet, because that is the thing that we do after to travel.
Okay. Before you travel, not after you travel.
Before, sorry.
Before you travel. Which one would be your second option? Guidebooks, talk to someone who knows the place, or ask a travel agent?
It can, if the travel agent explain me about the city and right and if we go to the a touristic place, it will be the travel agent. But
Yes.
if it don't, only say me the place and nothing else, I think I choose a guidebook.
Okay, so it would be your third option.
Yes.
In the travel agent, that's their job. Okay, that's their profession, to find hotels or air tickets suitable, adequados, for the person who goes asking for their services. And finally, ask someone who knows the place would be your last option. In my case, that would be my first option.
I put it in the last option because if I don't know the language of Oslo, how can I ask to that person who know the place?
Maybe someone who has gone there before.
Okay? Yes, but it could be difficult to find a person who speak English or
Well,
Spanish.
actually, before I came to Ecuador, I'm Venezuelan. Before I came to Ecuador, my daughter has been living here for 2 years when I came 3 years ago. And I remember that I wanted to learn which are the most important places to visit here in Ecuador, near in Quito and nearby Quito. And I remember that the first thing I did was asking an Ecuadorian friend in Venezuela, hey, listen, you're Ecuadorian. Yes. What can I do in Ecuador? What should I visit? He's from here, from Sierra. So he told me, no, you can visit this, and that. And the first excursion I suggest you is go to
Chimborazo,
the volcano, to the
Cotopaxi
Cotopaxi. Yes. And actually, that was, I think, the first place I visited when I arrived here.
is so
Oh,
beautiful. The
yes,
volcano.
great. It's great. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I from the Sierra too, but
Mm.
I live in Guayaquil because I I I went to Guayaquil when I was a child because
Okay,
I born in Loja.
okay. The student told me that Loja is a cool place. The weather is cool. Not as
Yes,
cold as Quito, but cool.
yes, it's
Okay,
really really cool.
yes. A student of mine, in the last holiday, he went to Loja on holiday. On last week, on holiday, this week on holiday, the Monday the 9th, he went to Loja, from Guayaquil to Loja to visit some relatives. And he told me,
It's
no,
like
miss.
6 7 hours traveling in car.
Yes, from Guayaquil. Yes, he told me he drove for 6 7 hours because he stopped for eating somewhere on the way. Well, when he told me, no, miss, is cool, but not as cold as Quito. Now here in Quito, it is 10 degrees right now.
It's
When
really
I,
cool. Oh,
yes, cold. When I arrived from Venezuela, with this temperature, I wore hat, scarf, gloves, 2 sweaters, boots. After 3 years being here, it is 10 degrees and I have just a light jacket, not very thick. The only way I feel cold is when temperature drops to 8 or 7. In that case, I wear something heavier, but I am getting used to. I have gotten used to the weather here, and I love the cold weather.
yes, it's really good.
Yes, it's great. So your friend went to Oslo last year. Read what she told you about transport in the city center. Okay, these are the information that person gives you. And let's see if anything is surprising, is strange for you. Okay. A, the airport is a long way from the city center. Is that common for you that airports are away from cities?
Yes, because the airplane can be closer to the cities because it can broke or something.
Yes,
So
there
it
might possibility. They might be a plane crash, and the noise from airports are disturbing for people. It is
yes,
different because here I know that in Guayaquil the airport is in one side and you have to
yes,
go a little bit to get to the city itself.
yes. It's in the city, not in the center, but is in the city.
In the outskirts. Have you ever heard that word? Outskirts?
Uh, I didn't heard that
We
word,
have
but
we have two
I
words. Mhm.
I think that I can know about the mean
Okay, what do you think the meaning of outskirts is?
afueras, o sea, las afueras.
Alrededores de la ciudad, pero no necesariamente urbanizadas.
Ah,
But suburbs are áreas alrededor de la ciudad que están urbanizadas, donde viven personas. The place where I
Ejemplo,
live here in Quito used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago. This area of Quito used to be the outskirts. You only find empty areas, crops, sembradíos, little farms in this area 20 years ago. Now, it is not outskirts the city anymore. It is a suburb of the city because people build residential compounds. Have you heard that word before?
no, pero es como una ciudadela.
Yes. I live in here in Quito in a residential compound. I mean, there is a wall around the compound. We have a private gate for cars to get in and an electric gate for people. We have surveillance cameras in all the areas, a large parking lot, and there are, I think, 50, 60 houses in here. Okay, all of them are two-story houses. Okay, not pretty large, but not very small. My house has 3 rooms, a terrace, a large patio, a garden, okay? And yes, 3 rooms and not very big, but it good. They are good size. And I have a bathroom upstairs and a toilet downstairs. Okay. And all this area around my compound, most of them are compounds too. I mean, I go out of the street and I walk a block, and up the street there are 2 compounds, and down the street there are 2 more. So all the areas are relatively safe because we have our private compounds in all the areas. Okay, so we call them in English residential compounds or just compounds. People understand, it's a group of houses or buildings that are in a protected area with watchmen, cameras, private access, maybe 2 or 3 parking lots for visitors. We have here two parking lots for visitors.
That's very unusual in Sierra because many places in the Sierra are like in house outside, like in the street.
Mm. Yes.
Because in Guayaquil there is no house, well, like in Guayas, yes, but and no many houses are in the street, but in other place like in San Borondon is no house outside residential compounds.
I've heard that most people live in ciudadelas, that are the residential compounds. Where I used to live in Venezuela, there were few residential compounds. Most of the houses in the area where I lived, most of the houses were 2-story houses, okay, with a large garden and then the street. But because of insecurity in Venezuela, we neighbors closed the streets. If the streets were not main streets, okay, we closed the streets with a fence and a watchman. If the streets are not the main ones, I mean, where people circulate to get in and out. But the residential streets, where the only people who get on the street are the ones who live there. So in Venezuela, my street became like a compound. Okay, so for thieves, it is difficult to get in the street. Okay, sometimes they get in, but because they jump from the other houses into the house. But usually we don't have that kind of problems in the area where I live. It's like pretty safe. And in my block, The only teenager is my niece. There
Mm.
are no children because most of the people left the country. So you find some houses that are blocked, empty and blocked, and in some others live adults or elder people because their sons and their children and grandchildren left Venezuela. In my house lives my niece, who is 19, my sister and my brother. In the house next door lives a woman, her father, her parents, a woman, her husband, and one children that is 21 or 22. So in my street, most of the people who live are seniors, elder people. Okay, letter B. There is a special airport train to the city center. Is that common here in Latin America?
No.
No. Okay. But in larger cities like in the USA or in London, it is
Yes.
common. Even I remember I went to London, I sent my luggage beforehand. I mean, I traveled on Friday and I went to the airline office and I left my big suitcase and my stuff. I only kept a backpack with my clothes for the next day. And I sent my luggage in advance before I get to the airport. My cat is sleeping on my puzzle. That's crazy. He has the rest of the room and her bed, but she's sleeping on my puzzle. I have a 1,000 puzzle on a table, and the cat is sleeping on the puzzle. Damn cat. The airport train is faster than the bus. Do you think that's true, that an airport train is faster than a bus to leave the airport?
Yes.
Why? Why do you think that this is true?
Because a bus have to stop in many stations before to arrive to the main station.
Okay,
But
before
the
arriving, not before to arrive, before arriving.
before arriving main
Yes.
station.
Yes.
But
Besides, it can find traffic jams
yes,
on the streets, but the train won't find any traffic jam. They also stop, but no traffic delays. It is easy to find a taxi at the airport. Is that true or false?
yes, it's very easy to find.
Yes, it is true. There isn't an underground station at the airport. Do you think that's true or false? That there isn't an underground station at the airport. And at the airport means in the airport or very near the airport.
I didn't saw that, but it can be.
You haven't
Mm,
seen. You haven't
I
seen. You
haven't
didn't see in
seen.
the past. You don't see it now. But maybe in the future you visit a city with that. Okay. Here in Latin America, it's not common. But in Europe and in the USA, you find a subway station near the airport or at the airport. In Gatwick Airport, you find it like a block from the airport. It is an underground station. Same, likewise, in JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy in New York, you find an underground station just in front of the main exit of the airport. You go out of the airport and very close, you can see the sign, subway. So if you travel with light luggage, it is easy to get in there. But let's say that is not very common. There aren't so many buses at weekends to go in and back from the airport. Is that true?
No.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Okay, it depends on the city. Maybe here in Quito, there aren't many buses at weekends as in the city. Okay, sometimes if I want to go to the mall nearby, on weekdays, Monday to Saturday, I can take it every 5 minutes. But on Sundays, it takes like 20 minutes between one bus and the other. It depends on the city. So here we have some extra information. Okay. So let's see the website. This is the website. You asked about the website for checking the website to go to Oslo. This is the Oslo Airport website. Okay. The Oslo Gardermoen Airport is 50 kilometers, 31 mile north of Oslo city. So it is not at the city. Public transport into Oslo, train, the Airport Express train. Flytoget is the quickest way, journey time 20 minutes, into the city center. Some Flytoget trains run between the airport and Oslo Central Station only. It should be Central Station or City Center Station. Others also stop at underground stations, including the main underground station, National Theater, whatever. A single ticket costs 180 kroner. The kroner is the money there. Okay. All intercity and express trains from Skien, Lillehammer, and Trondheim also stop at Oslo Airport. Gardermoen station on their way to Oslo. These trains are cheaper, but not as frequent. Okay. Is there a word or an expression you didn't get, except from the names like Lillehammer and Trondheim and Nationaltheatret, or similar? I think they pronounce similar to German. Is there any word that you didn't get? Check it, please.
It can be flight, get, flight, get.
Fly to get, or something like that. Okay, is the name of the train.
Ah, okay.
Okay, the Airport Express train, fly to get, or fly to get, fly jet, I don't know. Taxi, there are always taxis at the airport terminal. If you have a wheelchair, you can arrange a taxi through airport taxis. Telephone 23-232-323. There is a taxi information desk in the arrivals hall, and the taxi rank is outside arrivals. Remember that the taxi rank is the area where the taxis are stopped waiting for the passengers. Okay. Is there any other word that you do not get?
Wheelchair.
Wheelchair. When a person is paralyzed and they cannot walk by themselves, they use a wheelchair. Okay.
Okay.
Then we have bus, the SAS airport bus, Flybussen. Now notice, Fly Airport Bussen bus runs between Oslo Airport, Gardermoen, and Oslo Bussenterminalen and continues to the Radisson Scandinavia Hotel. Journey time 40 minutes. The first stop is Furuset Skole, should be a school, and you can get on the underground here. The bus leaves every 20 minutes on weekdays and every 20 to 30 minutes at weekends. The last bus leaves the airport at 1 a.m. Words here?
No.
Okay. So notice, by bus, 40 minutes. By train, 20 minutes. 20 minutes journey time by train, and 40 minutes by bus. So by train, actually, as we said before, as you said before, a bus is slower than a train. Coach. The airport coach, Norway, Bussen Express runs to from Oslo, Bærum, Fredrikstad, and Gjøvik. So it means it's not only to Oslo, but also to those 3 cities. Okay, because it is a coach. Is there any word here in the coach? Now that you know the difference between a bus and a coach? No problem?
No, no
Okay.
problem.
In the case of this, words such as arrivale, Flybussen, Forsutskole, Norway, Express. Okay. Try to get. Do you think you can, from the knowledge in English, okay, and the context, can you get the meaning of those words in the other language? Fly to get. What do you think that means?
That is very fast to get
Yes.
a train.
It's like a combination of English.
Yes.
Fly to get.
Get.
Fast to get somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the name was taken for people who speak English to understand that these trains are really fast. Okay, then we have the National Theatre. Okay, let's say this is one word. And this is the second word. Let's say that this is a compound word. What do you think it means related to English?
Like the National Theater.
The National Theatre. Okay? Then we have here arrivals and we have this other word. Fly, bussen. Fly, bussen. Okay? What do you think that means?
That a very fast bus.
No, the very fast bus is the fly to get train. But what do you think this fly bussen means? Where is the place the bus gets out?
The bus station. The
No,
airport.
the airport. I mean,
Ah.
they get out, that bus first stop or that bus final stop is at the airport. So maybe
So
airport
a
has
fly
to do with
bus.
fly.
Okay.
Because transportation by the airport is flying. You fly on a plane and then you have bussen. So maybe I don't speak that language, but maybe there it means buses at the airport or buses at the place where people fly. Okay, next word. What do you think this means?
Oh.
Skole. If you relate it to English, what is that?
I think is a name.
Yes, but it is a place. School. Furuset skole is Furuset school. Similar. And finally, Norway Bussengespress. Norway.
No.
That is the name of the company. And it's the name of the country. Norway. Oslo is the capital of Norway. And then we have Bussen. Wait, let me get another color. Busken. No, I don't want it all. Ah, it gets crazy. So we have Norway here, and we have Bussen, Busse, Busse Express. So we have here 2 words. Bus Express. What do you think it means if you relate to English? Buses Express.
You say that the coach is a bus that it don't have to wait
Mhm.
the traffic. So I think that it can be like a private bus.
Bus Express, Express bus. Because notice it runs Oslo, Sarum, Fredrikstad, and Gjøvik. It means that they go no stop to those places, and they are for different cities. Okay, remember that we said that the coach is a bus that goes from one city to another. Okay, and this coach goes from the airport to Oslo, then to Bærum, then to Fredrikstad, and to Gjøvik or Gjøvik, whatever it is pronounced. And it doesn't stop anywhere else. Like when you get a bus Quito Guayaquil, it doesn't stop anywhere until they arrive to Guayaquil. Or it should be like that. I don't know. In Venezuela, if you get a bus, Valencia Maracaibo, that is at the other side of the country, or Valencia Ciudad Bolivar, that is on the south of the country, far south of the country, those buses don't stop. They go straight. Maybe they stop for people to use the toilets or for people to eat something because it is a 14, 16 hours trip journey, and but it doesn't stop in any city in between Valencia and Ciudad Bolivar. Okay. With this, we finish for today. On Monday, we're gonna work the rest of the reading, and we're gonna work with listening to see how your listening accuracy and Isaac listening accuracy is. Okay. So have a nice
Okay.
weekend, Fabian. Go to bed. You look sleepy. Okay.
Bye.